been over a decade now, hasn't it? 2011 was the last time we saw a driver from this part of the world, including India. That was Karun Chandok, in a seat in Formula One, of course, not including Japanese drivers. There is another Indian, of course. His name is Jehan Daruvala, who's 23 years of age. And to catch up on how he's doing, I caught up earlier today, actually, with the Indian journalist Abhishek Takle.
Yeah, a very important moment, as you said, Matthew. He obviously drove a Formula One car for the first time. He was driving last year's race-winning 2021 McLaren over 2 days, and it all went well. He covered over 130 trouble-free laps. This test was crucial for two reasons. For starters, he's now eligible for a Formula One super license. He already had the points, and now he's got the mileage that he needs in a modern Formula One car in that sense as well. And personally for him, his first taste of F1 machinery. So, that basically, at that level, you can drive a Formula One car, but once you've actually done it and done it trouble-free, it ticks that box and gives you that sort of validation and confidence, I guess.
Box ticked in. We've just completed round 7 of this year's Formula 2 Championship. How is that going for him?
Silverstone was a difficult weekend, but overall, I'd say he's had a very strong and consistent year. On the podium, 5 out of 7 rounds. His main championship rivals, Theo Pourchaire and Felipe Dragovic, and now Logan Sargent, they've taken their big results in the feature races. Jehan's had some issues in feature races. Luck hasn't always gone his way. He should have won in Barcelona on the Sunday, but his car failed. He should have won in Imola, but an ill-timed safety car sort of strategically took the initiative away from him. But I think overall he needs to qualify better. That'll set him up better for sort of results in the feature race, but he also needs luck to go his way a little bit now.
You've been watching the Indian driver Jehan Daruvala. What do you think, Alex? Has he got what it's made? I'm asking that question under the heading of Zhou Guanyu was fast, but wasn't mega, was he? He's turned up in Formula One and he's been very solid. Could Jehan do the same?
They're very similar in many ways. I remember watching Jehan 2011, maybe. He was doing cadet cuts here in Asia, and he used to race with the Mining Brothers as well. And at that age, I think Kush looked like the better prospect out of the three. But Jehan always had the right backing. He always had the most support. So we always knew out of everyone, Jehan was probably going to have the right opportunities to get to Formula One. And he's progressed exactly as I thought he would. Perhaps not as well as I had hoped. I had hoped that he would have been doing what Joe did last year, where he was really in the hunt for the championship. And I feel he really needs to do that. He's got the right backing. Yeah, so, hey, we're only halfway through the season. Let's see what he can do, But if he can do something special, maybe he can convince the Formula One team to take him next year. And this is his second year in Formula 2, isn't it? So perhaps Jehan he needs a third year maybe before he's ready for Formula One.
Yeah, I did talk to Abhishek in more detail about what he thinks about Jehan's Formula One chances, and he does think that he could do well in a Formula One car after that McLaren test run that we talked about. Again, that's something that you can see on the YouTube channel as the full-length conversation. Let's have a quick recap of the Formula 2 Championship standings. Felipe Dragovic is leading at the moment. Here it is with 148 points. He's had an amazing season, the Brazilian, ahead of Theo Pourchaire. And then Logan Sargent took Jehan's third place in the championship with a brilliant victory today for the Carlin team in the feature race at Silverstone. There it is. Those are the driver standings. Formula 2, really fantastic racing this year. It's a really strong season. So perhaps that's actually goes in Jehan Daruvala's favour, that he's doing a great job against very stiff competition.
I just want to say I was really impressed with Logan Sargent this weekend. To be honest, I feel this year's F2 field is not as strong as we have seen in previous seasons. But the way I saw Logan Sargent drive, especially in qualifying, I'm seeing something quite special there. And he's American, Matt, so let's not forget this.
Yeah.
This might be right timing for an American driver who has grown up in Europe and done all his education in Europe to start reaching the heights because F1 does need an American driver.